Let's focus on domestic rugby for a minute. And before we get to the Champions Cup and looking at the teams that got through and how the French sides are
Yeah.
faring, big game this weekend, Joe. Massive game. You're in Perpignan on a Monday with one assignment: beat Montauban.
Yeah, Montauban have done incredibly well to come to top 14 with the means they have. What they've done this year, but yeah, it's a match that's hugely important. Obviously, everybody in Perpignan's jumpy about it. I'm sure they are in Montauban as well. So everyone understands it's a huge fixture. I'm just going to try and concentrate on the performance and crack on with it because, like I say, they've run a lot of teams close. They've won some games. They beat us the last time they played. Before I joined, that was one of the reasons I joined. Is that was the kind of one of the final nails. Anyway, hopefully we can play well enough to beat what has been a very good Montauban team this year.
How has Perpignan approached the last couple of weeks in the Challenge Cup, knowing that this game was on the horizon?
Obviously, everyone knows the importance of the game, but whilst difficult, you have to just focus on the next hurdle. I sound very much like I'm in full press mode here, guys. You concentrate on the next hurdle, and then
you don't want a story popping up on Rugby Rama or Midi Olympique with a line taken out of context. Like, it's not this week.
There's me. Those guys on TV when they do their interviews, I'm so boring. Get on with it. Come on, make it spicy. I'm not living up to my spicy.
You can't.
Kind of
Yeah, no, I understand it. You can't. You just can't. But it's so yeah. All right. So I'll answer for you. You've gone out there and given your best in every game, focusing on the next game. And now that Europe's done, now you can focus on now you can focus on Montauban. I mean, it would have been hard not to, and I'm not asking for an answer. It would have been hard not to if I were in the coaching room, not to just put a big red circle around this, even a month or two ago. So I'm sure it will have been in your focus, but now you're actually here. Have you come into training today? What was there a buzz about the place?
Yeah, there was. Like I say, it's been biblical deluge here, so there was traffic jams everywhere because they shut loads of roads. But boys are even a bit late. Yeah, there's energy around the place. But honestly, top 14 weeks are packed full of energy all the time. I think that's one of the joys of it. That friction of excitement you get when you've got a big home game is in France is always a huge thing. Loved it at Bordeaux, loved it at Cast, and going to be loving it here.
Okay, so we know already. We've heard from some FR UK viewers, some of whom joined you out in Brive, who are making a trip specifically for this game.
Yeah, they're self-organising. What's it going to become? So there's I think 6, 7, or 8 of them coming. Some boys from England, some from who are living out here in France. But listen, if you want to come, how could they contact us? I don't mind getting you a ticket. If you want to come to Montauban, watch the Montauban game, in Perpignan.
You might be able to wangle yourself Joe Worsley's own guest ticket. I'll tell you what you can do. You can email us frukrugby@gmail.com. That's how they can get in touch. And if you do that and attach a picture, I'll just say subscribe. We'll be able to tally up the names and stuff. Subscribe and email frukrugby@gmail.com. Then maybe Joe Worsley will get you on his guest list. But yeah, I reckon there's going to be quite a lot of people coming to see this one because it has whet the appetite. As soon as Montauban got that win early in the season, it just and the early results panned out how they did. This looked huge, and it's definitely. Is it what time's the kickoff of this one? Has it been put anywhere prime time?
No, it's in the block. I can't remember. It's the main.
It's on the multi-rugby segment.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to find a way to watch that game exclusively. I'm sure there's a way.
I haven't been paying much attention to
that. No, of course not. So the Champions Cup then. There are 2 French teams that have home.
Yeah, going back, we were saying they were a bit iffy, weren't we, last week? But I think quite a few of them stepped up to an extent. few didn't. La Rochelle didn't.
Yeah. Is Rog under? Well, of course he's under
Yeah.
pressure. He's the head coach at La Rochelle, and the expectation that brings.
Yeah,
but
he's under pressure for sure. Yeah, I think they've done so well. Those two European Cups, getting so close to winning the Brennus. But now it's not just this year, it's been last year. So when you've got long-term issues, they've got two incredible players in this year. I'm sure he's feeling the heat. He knows himself. I'm not saying anything he doesn't know himself. The press are circulating there. The pressure's coming on. So it's still a while to the end of the season. La Rochelle is still a team who can easily get into the top 6, and then anything can happen from that point. But in terms of the rugby they're producing, they're not for a while been consistently at the levels they wanted to be. Had a good performance against Leinster, a team who've not been exactly firing on all cylinders either, but a good performance against Leinster, and then a game against Harlequins. You'd have thought they'd have won. They didn't. At home.
Yeah. And Quins was one story of the weekend, or La Rochelle on the negative side of that. The other one is Cast going and getting a great win in Munster.
Incredible, huh? They've been.
I thought they'd kind of been. I thought they'd almost been this competition off.
I haven't spoken to anyone from Cast for a little while. Honestly, I thought it was a competition. They're just going to concentrate on trying to get in that top 6 and not worry about this. But on the flip side, they've qualified. It's not like qualifying from before. That's the format of this bloody competition. There's so to qualify. And on the flip side, loads of teams qualify. It does give them a game. If they didn't have that game, there's 2 weeks in a row, don't you, after the Six Nations, in which there's 2 European games. You get the quarterfinals. If you don't play in either of those weeks, then it's not great preparation for the game that's going to come after in the top 14. So it's not just great to qualify. Maybe it's just good to give them that game, so it's going to keep them fresh and ready to go for, not fresh, but it's going to keep them game ready and battle hardened and ready for that top 14 block that's going to kick in, that vital block that's going to kick in after the European games.
If Toulon get themselves a win in the round of 16, then they could be going away to one of the top seeds, Glasgow Warriors, which is going to be challenging. But I wonder if Glasgow are possibly feeling quite happy to be on the other side of the draw, unlike Bordeaux and Toulouse, who, if they both win, are on a quarter-final collision course. That's massive.
That is, and it's going to be in Bordeaux, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be in Chaban. That'd be epic, man. Get a ticket for that one. But they're playing each other. They're playing each other in the top 14 2 weeks before that.
Seriously.
After the Six Nations, yeah. So that'd be interesting. Playing
twice
in 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
Already, I'm looking at that and going, I need to find a way to be at that game. But I imagine the tickets are going to be like hen's teeth for a knockout match between those two. It's going to be unreal. What did you make of? Well, it's hard to judge any of the teams, but Bordeaux could have lost it at the end, and in the end got the full 5 points. And Toulouse, it's hard to judge them because they had.
Bordeaux wouldn't have lost it. They're 5 points back, weren't they?
But they were 4 points up, or 4 or 5 points up.
I levelled at Bordeaux. I mean, when Luku's not playing for Bordeaux, they've lacked character. But in that game, the character was incredible. Their defence was epic. The 90% success rate, tackle that shut them down. Bristol didn't get anywhere. I know Bristol made errors, but there was so much heat coming on with the line speed that Bordeaux brought. I think they scored some incredible tries, which everyone looks at. But their defence was phenomenal in that game. Their defence was really good, and Bristol were really feeling it. So for Bordeaux, if they can they build on that and get going with that, it's pretty epic. I mean, Luku, he's back in it's another 4 or 5 weeks, isn't it? I think. Anyway, something like that. But they've got a hell of a squad, and they're beginning to hit their stride.
It's hard to know what the teams will be like in April post Six Nations, which players will be back, which will be in form, what the combinations will be. But if the game was happening this weekend, Bordeaux-Toulouse in Bordeaux, how would you see that one going?
But Toulouse they won against Sale, but Sale sent a weak team. Toulouse were being rabid after losing 2 games in a row. Rabid to win that because ethos, as we saw when we went to Toulouse, is about winning. So we're talking about first winning. What's your identity? Winning. So losing 2 games in a row is a big deal for them. So Sale kind of cut that one. I mean, if it's right now, I'd probably say that Bordeaux would win it if I had to bet right now.
And I suppose you've been saying this is likely to be happening. Just to wrap up the French rugby stories of the week, you've been saying for a while this was likely to happen, but we've had confirmation that they are going to readdress the salary cap and the money that clubs get for having international players in their squad. And they're going to, I think, increase slightly the total salary cap, but decrease the amount you get for having a French player, which affects Toulouse, who up until now have been getting 180,000 euros per season per player in the French squad, which is a lot, which really jumps up their salary cap. So this is an effort to equalise the league a little bit and to take away some of Toulouse's advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the results over the last 3 or 4 years, that extra couple of million they get from having shed loads of French players, which is incredible. They produced that amount of talent. But you need to have a product it's still very competitive. Teams can beat them, but they've won so much recently. And that's been since this difference has arrived in the terms of how much they can spend on the salary cap. So it's been a big thing. They're trying to curtail it, which I think is a good idea. One of the reasons the NFL is one of the most popular tournaments competitions is because of the competitiveness of the thing, and that's due to keep creating equality around your resources you put into the people on the pitch. They're still going to have 50 million quid to spend, 50 million euros to spend on what's going on around it. But hey,
they might only be able to have 3 incredible top-level international standard fullbacks, not 4.
Yeah, although when you bring taxes in, it's probably only 30 million to spend on other stuff. So yeah, but yeah, their squad's ridiculous, but it's going to be cut, like you say. It's going to be cut. I mean, the 3 of the 4 hookers in the French squad are at Toulouse.
Mad.
Just that alone is pretty incredible.
I think they're going to be all right, but you make the exact right point that, and it frustrates me about rugby more broadly, and I love the fact that France, I mean, it's in the, I don't know if it's the motto of the country or whatever, but you hear that égalité being one of the words that the French are very proud of, and they bring it to life through their rugby. And turkeys occasionally in France, where rugby's concerned, turkeys do occasionally vote for Christmas for the good of all, and I absolutely love that. And I wish some people would take a little bit of a lead elsewhere in the rugby world. So fair play again to French rugby for that. Joe, I think that wraps up our review of the French Rugby Week. Just for me to say, well, firstly, I'll see you Thursday night for a bit of Pro de Deux. Looking forward to that, mate. And then all the very best with the preparations for Perpignan and Montauban. And a reminder, if you're going out to feel like getting a last minute break out to the south of France, Joe hasn't sold the weather very well. Is the forecast bad all week?
It's changing. I think it's going to become better. Not quite the 25 degrees I spent my first 2 weeks here, and sun cream. So hey,
well, get yourself to Perpignan in front of those absolutely bonkers fans in what is going to be a grudge match, a crunch match happening this weekend. frukrugby@gmail.com. Leave your comments in down below. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you Thursday night for some live rugby. Nice one, Joe.